Let's go back to Coase.
All right, David, thanks very much. Time for a little sports and the law with our guy, Steve Moskowitz. A group in Santa Clara claims the 49ers have not provided all documents to the city of Santa Clara as required by their lease over the last 3 years. If documents are not produced within 30 days as required, after an official warning, the city should declare that the 49ers have breached their lease agreement and begin the process of taking over stadium management. Steve Moskowitz, what is happening in Santa Clara?
So says the group that didn't want him to begin with. I'm going to quote from Shakespeare here, much ado about nothing. In the legal world, getting extra time is usually the general rule. Doing it on time is the exception. Very, very common. Additional time is being asked, and that's all they've asked for here. They haven't seen the documents yet, and also, although there are allegations of misappropriation of funds, first, let's see the documents. They also carried on, oh, you're missing this document, you're missing that document. Well, is it a document involving $3 or $3 million? Right now, it's premature. You give them the time, and let's see what they have.
So how common is this? This is, all right, there are a lot that's going on.
Almost every legal fight involves extensions, all the way through. Both sides are always asking the other more time, more time. It takes a while.
All righty, so give the 49ers a little bit of time, but they do eventually have to come up with the documents. There is going to be a time. And
the documents they have, they can't come up with something they don't have, and
right.
Is it material or not?
Now's not the time to play the heavy. Now's the time to, if they ask for the time, give them the time. Let's get to our second story. There are 3 conservative-leaning research groups argue the need for clarity over the scope of what the federal government can force on states. This is in regards to New Jersey's attempt to allow sports-related gambling. So what's the story really about here?
In our law, when there's a conflict between state law and federal law, federal wins. And what's happened here is New Jersey and a few other states say they don't like some federal laws that are restricting them. If that's the case, then the state should go into Congress to change the law. Right now, suing, I believe the federal law will be upheld because it's within their bailiwick. All
right, now, it's interesting. I oftentimes hear this in sports. You run across people who might enjoy to place a wager on a game, and they'll know that they can do it in Vegas, in Nevada. Why is Nevada able to do it, but Delaware can't, or Illinois can't, or California can't?
Because they got grandfathered in, because they were doing it before the federal law changed.
So who are the forces trying to prevent New Jersey and other states?
Those that have it better under the present system. But I'm sure that things are going to change.
You do? You think that in time?
I think Congress would entertain the law. The lawsuit, the Fed law is going to prevail. But I think the Congress would prevail because they're looking now towards commerce, towards business. And that's why your point's so well taken.
All right. I got a couple here that I have. They're telling me I only have time for one more. Let's just go with the California horse owner. Was ordered to pay $538,000 to a group of Anglo-Irish breeding companies. The owner, Jerry Jamgochian, claimed he was not notified of a proceeding against him in England after he did not pay what they call stud fees. What's this case about?
He was just horsing around here. He didn't pay his bills. He skipped. Sorry, Jim.
I know.
He skipped out on his bills, and they said, oh, he didn't get notice. And you have all this notices going back and forth and emails, communications. You know, can I use a strong word? Bull feathers.
Bull feathers.
No, that just didn't carry the day.
You should be sorry, by the way. Is this trickier because this does involve, there was a layer of English law in this, and then there's California law. Does that make this trickier?
A little bit, but the bottom line is this. He skipped out, he stiffed the people over there, they didn't pay him, and now they caught up with him. That's all. It's just a plain old simple dine and dash.
You should go to Steve Moskowitz. These things are so simple to fix when you're here. That's not a bad idea, right? Just go to Steve. We get things. Thank you very much, Steve.
Always a pleasure.
All righty. Kevin Durant and Drake had a little